Hello, everyone. Amanda Grace here with you from Ark of Grace Ministries. I have two amazing gentlemen here with me today. Buckle up for this roller coaster ride because Andrew Sorchini and Clay Clark are here. We're going to be getting into precious metals, the markets, how the market may be reacting after what happened in New York City just a couple of days ago. Clay's got some things to say as well about an event coming up as well, and he wants to add to this conversation as well. So we'll begin right now, Andrew Sorchini from Beverly Hills Precious Metals and Clay Clark from Thrive Time.
Greetings, Amanda. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm excited to be here with you. And anytime I get a chance to say hello to Andrew Sorchini, who's always on the West Coast, and you're on the East Coast, it's always a pleasure. Andrew, hope you're doing well.
All is good here. Glad to be back on with both of you.
Well, we're always happy to have you on.
Well, man, I've got three big announcements today that I think might encourage all your listeners out there. Three big announcements. One is on December 4th and 5th. That's December 4th and 5th. If you're watching today's show, December 4th and 5th, Eric Trump and I and many members of, I'll call it Team America, shall be going to Anaheim, California to Pastor Phil Hotzenpiller's church, Influence Church. And Amanda, you know this, you're going to be there, but Pastor Phil has a great church, a great church body. It's influencechurch.org. That's the website. But December 4th and 5th, Eric Trump and I will be going there to teach people how to start and grow super successful companies. This is my 20th year teaching people how to start and grow super successful companies, but my second year working with Eric Trump at these conferences. So if you're watching right now and you say, hey, I want to learn how to grow a company, how to scale a company, how to personal finance, social media marketing, online ads, managing people, all that. That's December 4th and 5th, Anaheim, California. That's thrivetimeshow.com. Big announcement number 2 coming in hot. General Flynn, Eric Trump, Andrew Sorchini, yourself, and I, we're going to be taking the Reawaken America reunion to Oklahoma City. It's June 19th and 20th. Robin Bullock will be joining us. Robin Bullock will be joining us at this event. We've got so many people that people say, wow, are they going to come? Eric Stockelbach from TBN, he'll be there. General Flynn will be there. Eric Trump will be there. A lot of familiar faces. I would encourage you, if you want to get those tickets today, go to timetofreeamerica.com. So announcement number 1, thrivetimeshow.com, Anaheim, California, December 4th and 5th. That's timetofreeamerica.com. Yes. Timetofreeamerica.com. If you want to join us, it's going to be a fabulous event.
I'm going to be at both events. I'll be at both events.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Bill, this is big. My big announcement number 3, this just in. On the planet Earth, money is what allows these things to happen, you know? And I love God. I trust for God's provision. And I can tell you, so many of your wonderful listeners bought tickets at a price. We always let people name their price to come to our events, Amanda. And people bought tickets for the Reawaken event, Reawaken America Tour events. They could name their price. We'll continue that tradition. People can name their price. But a lot of people have told me, they told me this at the last 2 or 3 events, and I called Andrew to tell him. But many of the people who've attended the Reawaken Tour, they told me, they said, Clay, I've actually made money by coming to the Reawaken Tour. And I go, how is that? They said, I named my price. I bought a ticket. I listened to Andrew Sorchini talk about the collapse of the dollar and the rise in the price of gold and how gold will go up in value. They said, I bought precious metals because I heard about them through, Amanda or yourself or General Flynn. And I bought silver, I bought gold, and I've doubled my money. And Andrew, I keep hearing that all the time. And so, Amanda, I really think that's a powerful thing. I mean, Andrew, are you hearing this or are people just calling me?
I'm hearing it all the time, every single day. But the most fun I had hearing it was when I was at your last business conference. It was a few weeks ago.
Yes.
And I saw Amanda there as well. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't go 10 minutes without a current client of ours coming up to me saying, Andrew, I bought in 2022, I bought in 2023, or I bought in 2021. And it's the greatest thing that I've done financially. And it's really great. It's great to look people in the eye face to face and just see that they're happy that they protected their family in that way.
That's right. Yes, it is.
It's
amazing.
I would just say this, if you're watching today's show and you say, Clay, I want to sow more seeds into ministry. I want to be able to invest more. Amanda, you know how this is because you run a ministry and you have an animal rescue, and you could have the best heart ever, but if it wasn't for the generous donations of your supporters, it's not possible. And so what we're trying to do here at these workshops is teach you how to start and grow a super successful company. So if you're watching this right now and you say, wow, Clay, I feel like I'm living like a Nehemiah life. I have to build a wall while fighting. It's tough out there. I would recommend you get out to our workshop. I'd recommend you do it. If you said, Clay, I want to know what Robin Bullock has to say about America. I want to hear from Amanda Grace. I want someone to pray for me. I want to hear what God has to say. That's the Reawaken America Tour. So business conference over here, December 4th and 5th, Reawaken June 19th and 20th. But on the precious metals side, I want to give people some urgent updates that I think everybody needs to know. Since last time we joined with you, Amanda, the BRICS nations, they're now able to, conduct payment between 185 countries without using the U.S. dollar. So let me explain this. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, these countries are now able to conduct commerce, 185 countries, without using the U.S. dollar. And Amanda, I don't know if you have discussed that recently on your broadcast, but China is increasingly becoming a dominant economic partner who's leading many, many countries that are not. And I just want to get your thoughts on that, Amanda. What are your thoughts on China and Russia and so many countries that are not a big fan of these United States and Israel? They're all teaming up economically.
Well, biblically speaking, they're all moving together because that's what's supposed to happen. So biblically speaking, when you look at Ezekiel chapter 38, when you look at the book of Revelation, these nations are supposed to be being compelled together for these latter events to happen. I will tell you something interesting, gentlemen, for you to look for. So the Chinese follow a calendar, right? They have the Chinese New Year every year, and each year represents an animal. Well, this was the year of the snake this year. Surprise, surprise. Next year is the year of the fire horse. Now, that's interesting for a few reasons. A, because of the red horse in the book of Revelation and one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. But fire, right? When does fire happen? Well, when there's what? Conflict, war, battles, other things. So the fact that it's the year of the fire horse next year in China, that's something to keep watch on in that region.
And Amanda, I was not aware of the year of the fire horse. I am aware. I did not know that. I am aware that Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, they're all hoarding the earth's gold, and they are openly talking about introducing a new payment system that doesn't use the dollar. Now, Andrew, you travel all around the world to maintain relationships with your precious metals dealers, the people you buy wholesale from, these sorts of things. Can you explain what's happening to the way the world views the dollar? Like when you go to Dubai or when you go to Asia or you go to the different places all throughout the world to keep those relationships tight for your precious metals business, how are people viewing the U.S. dollar?
It's not like it was 20 to 25 years ago. Before, if you had dollars and you had the local currency and ask them which one they want, they would point to the dollar. Now they don't care at all. Last December, I flew into Hong Kong and wanted to stop at a noodle place that's supposed to be kind of a famous place. Went straight there from the airport and sat down. When it was time to pay, I asked for the bill, and they said that they only take cash. I go, no problem. I pulled out a bunch of US dollars, and they said, no, we don't take those. And I go, okay, but then can I give you a card? They go, well, we don't take cards either. I go, well, first time in my life, I'm in a position where I have to pay for a meal and I don't have a way to pay. And they would not accept payment. I had to walk several blocks to go to an ATM and take currency out that way so that I could give them theirs. They don't care about our currency. They could have taken it. They could have cashed it in the next day. They could have given me a little bit and they could have made a little extra, but they don't care. They don't care anything about the dollar at all.
So, economic announcement number 2, and I want people to really pray about this and assume that I'm making it up. Please assume that I've lost my mind and I have no credibility. Please assume this, okay? But if you open your Bible to Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 through 18, the Bible tells us in the book of Revelation, there'll come a time where this system will be created where you can't buy or sell without taking a mark. Now, Dr. Zelenko came on our stage. Amanda, you became friends with Dr. Zelenko, a great man. And this is a man who was Jewish, practicing Jewish, okay, which means he's into part 1 of the Bible, the Old Testament, but not part 2, right? Mormons, by the way, created their own part 3, which we don't follow. Okay, but part 1. So Zelenko, he's on the stage, Amanda, and he said from the microphone at our event, Dr. Zelenko, this is the guy who sent the letter to President Trump letting them know that hydroxychloroquine was an effective treatment. This is the New York doctor. He said, Amanda, he said that mRNA technology in the shots, when connected to programmable money, aka cryptocurrencies, that gives you the mark of the beast system. And I want everybody watching this show right now, I'm serious like a heart attack. Everyone look it up. Type in W02020060606 into Google. I'll wait, folks. Everybody do it. W02020060606 patent. Just type it into Google. W02020060606. Now, this is the patent that Microsoft has for a programmable monetary system that goes inside your body. So, Andrew, I have purchased a lot of precious metals from you, and I cannot put the silver in my body. Andrew, why can't I put hundreds of ounces of silver in my body, hundreds of ounces of gold in my body? Why can't you turn off my money? Why can't my money be connected to, to mRNA shots when I have precious metals, Andrew?
Gold and silver are a tangible, real asset.
Yes.
Cannot be inserted into your body. When people do a transaction with us or any other company that offers gold and silver, there's no record of those sales or purchases, and it's not reported anywhere. It's completely out of the centralized banking system.
And Amanda, my third point I wanted to bring up is, Amanda, you know your listeners better than anybody. You've maintained a relationship with your listeners, and it's fun to watch you connect with your listeners online, offline. And when people see you at the Reawaken events or they see you at a business conference, there's a connection you have. Do you have any questions on behalf of your listeners that you think that they would want to ask Andrew? Because, we know that these systems are coming together. We know that Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, they're building a system that allows them to financially transact in a gold-backed system that's programmable. We know the technology now exists with mRNA and crypto. So people are saying, okay, I get it. I want to protect my family. But what questions do you think your listeners might have for Andrew? Because I've been buying from Andrew for a long time. I believe in it. It's normal habit. It's habitual for me. But what questions do you think the listeners might have for Andrew?
Probably one of them right now is that, given what we just saw happen on November 4th, 2025 in New York City, as well in other places, why is it a good time now to invest in precious metals? What is the market doing, and why is it a good time?
It's with what happened in the election, it's an excellent time because it seems like the liberals are tilting the scale so that someone as powerful as Donald Trump cannot get into office again anytime soon. Mm-hmm. And this has taken away our liberties. This is taken away what this country is based on, which is freedom. Yeah. And if we let that liberal side win, they're going to have track and trace on everything out there. It'll be like Clay just said. If Amanda wants to give me 50 ounces of silver for a service that I may have provided, that's no one's business. It's not reported anywhere. But if she gives me a check or sends me a wire transfer, or I send her a check or a wire transfer, that's part of the centralized banking system. It's something that can be seen by others, and if it's controlled, where track and trace can be modified by somebody that says that, hey, this isn't a transaction that we approve of, well, then you're in trouble. With gold and silver, you have that privacy. And just one final point on that. This is why the big banks tell you that you don't need gold and silver. It's the biggest threat to the banking system. And this is why you don't hear about it on the so-called mainstream media.
Hey, man, one thing I want to share real quick. I'm a big Bible reader. You're going to be traveling to Tulsa. We're having this thing called the Revelation Conversation. And some people believe that we're closer to the end or the return of Christ than others. People can debate that timeline. But if we open our Bible to Revelation chapter 6, verse 6, the Bible discusses hyperinflation. Now, as we're seeing this mark of the beast system being created, wow, that's Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 through 18. As we see the Euphrates River dry up, if you open your Bible to Revelation chapter 16, verse 12 through 14, the Bible tells us And when the Euphrates River dries up, the false prophet will show up. China and Russia will team up. Folks, look it up. Don't believe me. Tonight, look it up. Revelation chapter 16, verse 12 to 14, it says that when the Euphrates River dries up, and it is, China and Russia will team up, and they are. The false prophet will show up. The nations will gather against Israel, and then stuff's going to start to blow up. This is in the Bible, folks. But before that, before Revelation chapter 16, there's Revelation chapter 6. Verse 6, and it tells you that before the return of Christ, there's going to be some hyperinflation. What does that mean? The value of the currency will go to almost nothing. Yes. And so if you're watching this show right now, I'm not saying this to scare you. I don't think the Bible was written to scare, but to prepare. And I would just say this. If there's any way possible, folks, if you can do your own research, look it up today, and schedule a consultation with Andrew and his team. That's what my wife and I do. I would encourage you to schedule a consultation. When I started buying precious metals in 2005, an ounce of gold was $450 an ounce. Now in 2025, an ounce of gold is, what is it today, Andrew? What's the price? Like $4,000 or $3,900?
Yeah, right at 4,000.
Yeah, and Amanda, these countries, once Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, once they go and roll out their new financial system, and they start transacting outside of the dollar. Many people like Jim Rickards, many financial experts in the precious metal space that know the space far better than I do, they're predicting that the price of gold will be going to $8,000 to $12,000 to $14,000 to $15,000 to $16,000 an ounce. Yeah. So I don't recommend you buy precious metals to make money. I recommend you buy money to protect your wealth. But it does feel good running into your wonderful listeners at events who say, Clay, I heard about Andrew through the Reawaken, and I've actually doubled my net worth. And so, Amanda, that would be my recommendation today. Is one, head on out to thrivetimeshow.com, thrivetimeshow.com. Get your tickets December 4th and 5th. Join Eric Trump, Amanda Grace, and myself right out there in Anaheim, California. Two is head on over to time2freeamerica.com. Get your tickets for June 19th and 20th of 2026. Wow. And by the way, if we get raptured, I'm hoping I'm not here to give you a refund. And then number three is I would recommend you schedule a consultation with Andrew Sorchini and his team over there at Beverly Hills Precious Metals. That's bh-pm.com.
Yep, and there's the information now. You can either email Andrew at bh-pm.com, or you can text him at 310-433-3524. Wonderful. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Amanda.
Always love having you. And I'm sure we'll see you back on in a couple of weeks.
All right. Take care, Chief. Bye-bye.
And that was Clay Clark and Andrew Sorchini. Once again, you can reach out to Andrew and schedule a consult with him and his team. Even if you don't have that much, he says, call him anyway. They're finding very creative ways to help people. Him and his team are really doing amazing things for our Ark of Grace listeners. So reach out to him either by the email that I said or by the phone number. It's on the screen as well. And set up a consult with Andrew Sorchini of BH-PM today. God bless everyone. Thank you. Armor up according to Ephesians chapter 6, Psalm 91, every single day. Keep the faith.